I want to get a health update from you. You were riding a skateboard. How long ago?
It was just a little over a year ago now.
Okay, that's good because you suffered a head injury and you remember that.
I do, sort of. I know someone told me I did.
Okay.
No, yeah, and I remember had the brain bleed, brain swelling thing. Yeah, I don't recommend it.
Yeah, no, your head looks good though.
Thank you. It's so kind. That's a good compliment. That head of yours, pretty nice. Looking good.
So you had the injury and it messed with you for a while, didn't it?
Oh yeah, I mean those brain injuries is no joke. I mean from physically, emotionally, everything. I mean, it takes some time to get back to it. And I mean, it was a rough. I will say, I mean, last year was the hardest year of my life as far as health goes, without a doubt.
Because you're young too. You don't expect to have that kind of stuff happen to you when you're young. Like, what was the hardest thing that you had to? I don't know if you had it so bad you had to relearn certain things, or did you?
Yeah, no, not that bad, but I mean, definitely like just the energy, and not like. Oh, I'm tired. I'm going to take a nap while I watch golf on Sunday morning, or after church, of course.
Right.
But it's kind of like I was just extremely exhausted. Like I couldn't do anything. I didn't have even the willpower. I mean, that was the hardest part. And I mean, I literally had to learn. I mean, it almost sounds cliche, but I mean, it's like I think these cliches are cliches for a reason, but I had to learn how to really rely on God for this strength in a new way that I hadn't before. And it was cool too, just to even see the Christian music industry kind of come around me, and from artists, bringing me, food to my house, because I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't drive, for quite a while.
Who's the best artist that's the best cook?
Fortunately for me and probably other artists, I don't think any of us are really good cooks, but we know how to go get some Buffalo Wild Wings.
Good, okay.
And we can order a pizza with the best of them.
So you got through this. We're talking to Chris August, but then I had heard from a reliable source, because it was you, said that you can't smell anymore?
Yeah, I can't smell, which is a blessing and a curse, but it sometimes is good when you're on tour.
Yeah.
With Big Daddy Weave, but and I was.
Thank God for little blessings.
I mean, the moment, it's funny when I got on the road with them. I was on the road with them in the spring. I'm going back out with them in the fall because it was such a blast.
Or you were.
I was. Yeah.
Until that.
No, but I showed up, and the first thing they tell you, hey, we're just warning you. It's good. It smells bad. On our bus it just says it's and I'm like, oh, I can't smell. They're like, oh my gosh, you're the perfect person to tour with.
That's why you got that slot because of that.
I got the slot, man. Here I am. So you can see me opening for Big Daddy Weave, the guy who can't smell.
That's awesome. It's like, I got to tell you, man, just when you tell a person like me that you can't smell, it's everything inside of me to not want to test that right now. Yeah. In different ways.
Please don't. Yeah.
I meant putting my armpit in your nose. That's what I meant.
That's the thing is, people will be like, oh man, it smells horrible. I'm like, I can't smell it. They're like, you can't smell that? And I'm like, well, and I feel kind of weird. I'm just breathing it in deep. They're passing like a skunk or something, or I'm filling a car with gas. And I'm just like,
did that affect your taste? Because you would think those two are kind of aligned. I'm honestly, it's a year later. It took me 2 months to realize I couldn't smell, because you don't know when you're not smelling stuff. I was actually I remember I was moving these candles around, and I was like, man, these candles are went out. These
they're
candles
broken.
Stink.
I thought no pun intended. I thought, man, my candles broke, and then every once in a while you got to put a little dab of cologne, something, and I was like, man, my cologne's, man, what's going on? And then I was like, oh goodness! I was eating a Slim Jim Tabasco style, and those things have a strong, I
love those.
And I was snapping into that Slim Jim, and I said, I cannot smell, and I put it right to my nose. I'm like, can't smell anymore.
That is crazy.
And then it was still a year later. It's like I'm still figuring out the taste thing. I mean, there's some stuff I love, some wings, and you go to someplace to get some wings, some chicken all flavored up. There's some of those things I just cannot taste. It just tastes like bland chicken.
Really?
So it's weird, I tell you. But fortunately, I'm a texture kind of guy anyway. So
yeah,
I can still enjoy food. People will ask me if I can enjoy it. I think I do. I'm still killing it like I used to.